The HuskerOnline crew, we gave our early preseason predictions on Nebraska. And these are hard to do because, again, for Nebraska and a lot of teams in the Big Ten, these point spreads are all going to be like 3 to 6 points every week.
Yep.
And both Robin and I went with an 8-4, and you went with a 9-3. And I hesitated. I wanted to go 9-3. Mm-hmm. But again, I didn't want to get caught in this camp of like overdoing it. Mm-hmm. And, like I gave them a loss to USC and a loss to UCLA. And a loss to Michigan. Man, those were obviously
that's 3
in the Penn State game.
Okay, that's 4.
But, like I think it's tricky is like Michigan State, Maryland, Minnesota, Northwestern. There's that 4-game sandwich there in the middle where theoretically Nebraska will probably be a favorite. Maybe not at Minnesota. It's hard to say how good Minnesota is going to be under PJ Fleck this year. They're always tough, as you know. But I think we all know that, getting a 4-0 out of that is probably unlikely just because of the way the Big Ten is.
Yeah, I don't think they will. I think they'll lose to Minnesota. I guess the difference I think they'll get Michigan at home. So, and then that 4-game stretch that you're talking about is tough. I see them beating Maryland narrowly and losing to Minnesota. In fact, I saw there was on our message board somebody wrote that I'm just going to call it a betting service, has Maryland at the Maryland-Nebraska game a 50-50 game. I don't disagree with that.
Now, I will say, though, there will be a lot of Nebraska fans there. I was talking to somebody at the university, and they have more requests for that road game or as many as any. Because there's so many alumni in Virginia, Maryland, North Carolina, those areas that will drive in for that.
Are any
game.
of them defensive linemen that could come?
No,
down
but I'm saying it's not a hostile environment.
No, it's not.
And that's the one thing about this schedule that you like, that Penn State is really the only hostile environment they go into. The Rose Bowl won't be hostile.
Me and you are a little different on that whole subject. I look at quiet environments as more challenging.
I'm talking like with the crowd of Nebraska fans, though, you get energy from that. When there's 20,000 Nebraska fans.
Yeah, you definitely could get energy.
You get energy from that.
But when you go into quiet, it's hard. I've talked to coaches about that for years. Like Pelini hated going to Purdue and playing in front of nobody. In the media, you'd hear all these guys saying, well, there's nobody there. It'll be easy. No, that's not. That's not the way they look at it.
Well, Maryland, Minnesota, and UCLA will all have a lot of Nebraska fans on those trips. Penn State will not, because it's Penn State. They'll have a lot of fans there. But I think in terms of the road environments, it's a favorable setup because there will be 3 of those games where there'll be a lot of Nebraska fans that make the trip.
As far as the picks go, it was very organic for me. I didn't overthink it. I just went through and thought, okay, 9-3. I'm not going to overthink this. I'm just going to stop right now. I did it late at night, and I thought I'm not going to do this thing where I try to make it convoluted. I think they'll go 9-3. I don't really want to apologize for it. You kind of have to around here because people,
they get mad if it doesn't happen.
Right. And I understand. I totally understand that, but I just don't think it's a stretch. The thing you got to emphasize is I don't know how often they're going to get this favorable schedule.
No, I saw a ranking that came out, and Nebraska has the easiest Big Ten schedule. That's what it said. There was a list that just came out this weekend.
Yeah, you're just not going to get it all the time.
No. But again, we thought last year was favorable. Mm-hmm. Nobody knew Illinois and Indiana were going to have like their best years of all time.
Right.
Or 2 of their best years in a long time. Indiana all time. Illinois, probably one of their better years in recent history. Mm-hmm. So what will there be a team on this schedule that does that? Like somebody
like Cincinnati, maybe. I mean, here's the thing. You covered this already, but I think there's just going to be a lot of close games, and all over the country, this is the discussion. In fact, you know what I've come to hate? We'll continue to do it, but I hate it. Oh, they lost 4 games, but 3 of them are by 1 score. I don't want to hear it anymore. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't, Sean, it's almost irrelevant the way college football is now. Everybody plays close games all the time.
So there's 3 things for me about this team. Number 1, Dylan. Does he have that dog, that grit to make the play, even if it's not pretty, to win these games? Because that's a big if.
Does he have guys to go to?
Does he have guys? But does he have that inner dog in him?
I do think he does.
To get it done, that's big. The running back room, what will that look like? Can they run the ball at a pace to push 200 yards or 170 in a Big Ten game?
Or also red zone. You got to run in the red zone. We always talk about Nebraska's red zone deficiency. A lot of it's just the field shortens. Dana Holgerson's creativity doesn't matter nearly as much. You got to be able to run it.
So you're not a fan of the shotgun run on the 2-yard line?
No, I'm not, frankly. I mean, you got to be able to run. You got to be able to run conventional run plays.
And then they had that with Dowdell last year. And
they did.
I mean, he was good in that situation.
He was good deep red zone. I'm talking more
at the 20, at the 17.
Yeah, you got to run there too.
And then
Field
finally,
shortens.
Do they have the horses up front to stop the run?
Right.
Like what? I mean,
yeah, I totally agree with you, Sean.
I mean,
those are the questions.
They lost a 6th year, a 5th year, and a 5th year.
Mm-hmm.
Butler, Hutmacher, and Robinson. And you don't just replace that.
No. The other thing, going back to the run game and the ability to stop the run, you salt away games by being able to run the ball and by being able to stop the run. So you're exactly right. What I don't want to hear at the end of this season is, Nebraska lost 5 games, but 4 were close. It doesn't matter.
They're all close in this league, right?
Well, in college football. I mean, that's the way college football is now. I mean, look at the SEC, how much parity there is.
It's like the NFL. I mean,
right.
NFL,
right? Thank you.
The Chiefs win by 3,
right?
But no one says, "Oh, they only won by 3."
No. That conversation's got to stop. It's got to stop. Well, for any team, for Cincinnati, I was reading about Cincinnati. Oh, they lost 7 games, but 4 or 1 score. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Sorry.
All right, let's before
anyway, 9-3. You got 8-4.
Robin did 8, and I hesitated. I just didn't want to get nailed for overhyping.
Well, I don't think I'm overhyping. I don't look.
Well, the over under set 7.5. So you're a plus 1.5. I'm a plus half.